Hey guys, welcome back and thank you for joining me. Hope everybody's having a great afternoon. Heading out of work, it's probably close to 90 degrees. It's beautiful. No jacket. A little warm inside the helmet. I got it cracked open a little bit. So I assume the wind noise is going to be a little bit of a pain in the neck to edit out, but it is just a little too stuffy inside a full face with this humidity. It's very humid and warm. They've got a big weekend coming up. It's the Bateau Festival. It's the boats that run or used to run back in the 1800s, all the ways down to Richmond, from Lynchburg, Virginia here down to Richmond, carrying goods and picking up stuff and bringing it back. They got a big festival that happens, and people follow them with canoes and kayaks. Just a big party on the water, pretty much. So that's coming up. Great weather planned for that, so that'll be good. What else? That's it. The bike, I've got a lot of questions on, the mileage, gas mileage. I am probably 40 miles to the gallon, right around there, because as you notice and as you see, I don't abuse it. I'm not into it, all the time. I'm not getting on it. So I just start it and go. I keep it in the eco mode pretty much all the time, unless I'm purposely planning on having some fun. Let me change lanes here. Hold on. I got a car coming up. Then I'll put it in the sport mode, which will definitely burn up some more gas when you're giving it the gas all the time, giving it the onion. But yeah, so it's doing, I'd say, on the average 40 miles to the gallon, which isn't bad. Not for this thing. I've heard a lot worse. And you can see I don't have a lot of stop and go traffic either. Just get it to speed and just cruise at that speed. You see my commutes back and forth, so it's a little bit different than most other comparisons from other people that have a lot of city traffic, stop and go before they get on the highway. That's probably where I burn up most of my gases in the morning, hitting those couple traffic lights. Other than that, I've gotten messages, how often do I use it? This is my vehicle. This is what I use all the time. The Tahoe sits in the driveway, or the wife will use it if they're going to the pool or whatever, since she's home with the boys, especially now during the summer. And then the other car, the Jetta, just hangs out, just sits. So this is, my go-to vehicle, just like anybody would go and jump in their car. This is what I plan on taking. Even if they're calling for rain in the afternoon, it's no big deal with the rain jacket I've got, that Olympia, and the Frog Tog pants keeps me perfectly dry. It's no big deal. I don't care. My hands get a little wet, but that's nothing. And you don't have to worry about laying it down. You don't have to worry about slick spots, sliding around with the traction control and the anti-lock brakes. So for me, this thing is super versatile and exactly what I need, and still enjoy the freedom of the open air like a motorcycle. Let me get away from this thing, because you will crush me. Yep, I'll speed up. But yeah, so that's it. I use it all the time. This is my normal vehicle, unless the family and I are going out. Then I will use the Tahoe, and we'll use that. But other than that, this is my go-to. As you've probably seen in one of my other videos, going to AutoZone, picking up the alternator for the Tahoe. I use this, threw it in the bag and took off. And that thing is about almost as round as a gallon of milk, and the top closed on this, bag in the back just fine. I got to show you some pictures, or I will show you a video on the bag. It still works great for what I need, and commuting back and forth to work and around town. It works great. Even if you were to go on longer rides, it would be perfect for throwing some of your clothes in. But the bag is fading very badly. It's not affecting the use or the functionality, but it used to be black. Now it's like a light blue, or not a light blue, but like a bluish gray look. I'll show you some pictures of that, or I'll do a quick video on that and post it. But it still works great, but obviously the coloring is not UV resistant or whatever, and it just gets baked. But other than that, let me see what else. The dual bag mount for this. I talked to the guys down there in Georgia, and it's, you know, no problem. They're building them. I will get them back soon. I might actually take this down there. I'm planning on it, possibly. Taking this down there and just spend the weekend, pick them up, and then come back and just put them in the back bag. And then I'll decide if I'm going to do the roll top bags like I showed you in that other video, which, you know, it'll accommodate either bag. Get over here and take this exit, change it up a little bit, or do the hard cases. The hard cases are nice, but more of the style with the roll top adventure style. The hard cases are more the touring, it's laid back. So I like to keep it with the sporty adventure. It's almost like the backpack style, like, you know, wearing a backpack hiking compared to going car camping. That's the way I compare the two, the hard side cases and the roll top waterproof bags. I used them on my bicycle and they work great. And I like the way they stretch and form to your parts and product that you're putting in there, your equipment. All right, let me edit. All right, back. Had to edit that out. I cut my voice off a little bit, but good. Yeah, when you're at a light and it changes, give it a little bit. You're not in a car. They run the red light, you're dead. What else was there? Oh, I ran into a guy, he has a slingshot. And that's a cool vehicle right there. But it almost takes the fun of riding a bike. You know, this is still like a four-wheeler or a bike. And then, of course, you have the motorcycle. But a slingshot, you're sitting in it, you got the clutch and a pedal and gas and all that, just like a car, steering wheel, two-seater next to each other. So it's like a sports car, three-wheel sports car. And it is cool, I'll give it that much. I mean, they are slick. I like them. But I don't know if I would go that route for the price. I mean, you're at $25,000 or more, and you're in a three-wheel sports car. I would almost go and buy me a souped-up Supra or something like that, and spend the $25,000 if you want to go that route, because it's really, you're losing the motorcycle feel, open air. So that's just my personal opinion. And then the Spider, they're real nice, but that's more like the touring bike, and I'm not interested in doing, you know, the touring bike deal where it's like a cold way. I just use this for getting around town, going to the store and all. Let me edit this out, this is all boring. Alright, turning off here, taking a little back road, this is Sunnymead. But yeah, so I'm into more just darting around town and short trips, maybe, you know, 3 or 4 hour trip every once in a while. It's not like, you know, me and a bunch of guys, you know, go out cruising and take off for the weekends. It's just not what I do with this. It's more of everyday purpose, going to work, coming home, go to the store, maybe go out and ride with a buddy, you know, every once in a while up through the mountains. But if you're looking to go touring, you know, definitely look into like a Spider. This will do it, but it won't be as comfortable as one of those. But if you're around town, living in a bigger city and just want to zip around, this thing is it. This is exactly what they advertise. But got this thing actually nice and clean the other day. I washed it and armor rolled the black and everything. The paint's holding up fine. I actually am surprised. I was planning on it peeling off after getting caught in the rain once or twice, but it's holding on fine. If I get a little chip, I'm going to spray some in the cap and use, like, you know, a little artist brush and just dab it on that chip mark. As long as there's, you know, if there's any loose flakes around it, break them off and then just dab it in there, fill in the chip. And like I said, you know, maybe during the winter, if we get a nasty spell coming up, maybe beginning of January, right after the first of the year, I may bring it in and take off all the panels and send them out to get wrapped or hydro dipped with some kind of neat design. I'll look around and see, you know, if that's the route I go, I'll try to find a cool design, change it up a little bit that way. just something different. Like I said, it's not permanent. The color, I love it, and I love the color scheme I got. The way that the black and the red. But it's never permanent. That's the whole fun of this. It's like a hobby or a toy. A project never ends. Change it up, change the color. I will probably definitely keep the windshield on it no matter what year round, because it does help deflect some bugs from hitting you square in the chest. It will deflect them up over your helmet. My helmet, it gets minimal bug splatter on the visor, on the front glass. So I think that helps a whole lot. So I will leave that on there. I will get the hand guards for the winter to block the wind against my knuckles and hands. That way I almost think I can keep the same gloves I've got. That's the only problem, is that they do leak a little air, and my fingers get real cold when it's like 35 and below. Because last year, if you look at some of my videos, I was riding and it's 25 degrees out. So the wind chill puts me down, in the single digits, close to 0. And those gloves just aren't made for that with the wind chill. But with those hand protectors, I think it will block the wind perfectly and keep my hands from freezing. What else? The mirrors. I did find some mirrors with the turn signals in them, and they will mount on the 2 red fenders. Not fenders, they're 2 red side panels that come off right around the headlights. So they will mount on the sides right behind the headlight, and I'll have the turn signals with them. And I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them black or spray paint them red. And I'll be able to see them perfectly. As you look right over at my right hand here, it'll be perfectly sitting right there. It's a real thin post coming up. It almost looks like a Formula One car style mirror, real thin bar coming up to a nice oval or triangular almost mirror. So those will definitely be getting added on here. I'm not going with any of the locks, the forward parking brake lock or the glove box lock. I don't put anything valuable in either one of those. I carry it with me in either one. What am I talking about? In the glove box, I don't put anything valuable, just like I don't keep anything valuable in my bag in the back. I just carry it with me. The GoPro stays on the helmet when I go somewhere, and my wallet's on me. And I'm normally within distance of the bike when I eat in a restaurant or anything like that. And unless they really know about it, they don't even know that that's a parking brake. If you're not familiar with these, they're not going to walk over it. Know that will make it roll away. They have to know something about the bike. Just like starting it. If you left the key in it and somebody went to jump on it and steal it, it would take them a little while to figure out the starting routine of one of these things, and you have to go through it every single time, which is a pain in the butt. But it would. Even to this day, my wife, she drives this thing quite regularly, and she still has to get on it and think about it. Turn this on, turn that on, roll your fist forward, then put your foot on the brake and hit the gas, hit the button. And then she keeps forgetting about the parking brake, so she hits the gas and it starts beeping. So she has to reach down and hit that. So somebody's not just going to jump on it if they're not familiar with this and drive off in a second. All right, that's it. And I am coming up to the dead end stop sign up here. And I will cut it off there. I don't want to bore you. You've seen the rest of it down this hill to my neighborhood. So I hope everybody has a great evening. And thank you very much for joining me. I'll catch you again. Bye.